Hey, welcome back to the Greater You. Good to see you today. We got an important topic, always do. This one is on what we call a conflict triangle. We've been posting and discussing this. Our team of coaches just went through training around this week and shared some really great insights around this. And we wanted to share with you today ways to reduce conflict in your life. So, when people enter a state of self-betrayal, which we've talked about in previous videos, we have a tendency to become rigid in our thinking, right? If you've looked at the alignment triangle video that we did earlier, that's one of the solutions to this. And we did talk about that problem. We wanted to go into this problem of self-betrayal a little deeper today and understand the result of it. When we have a tendency as people to go into our rigid mindset, our closed mindset, our judgmental mindset, when we fall into that, there's usually a couple of roles that come up that we start to almost act out. And we find these roles on this conflict triangle. So the bully role would be that place where we, start getting angry and upset towards others, blaming, belittling, using cutting sarcasm, talking poorly about people behind their back or to their face, objectifying them, treating them like a problem. When we're in the victim role, we feel bad for ourselves. We have kind of like the reverse of ego. Bullies fall into ego. Victims kind of experience an ego reversal where they're feeling really bad about themselves and for themselves. And so they're looking for someone to blame once again for all their problems. So they project and manipulate. In that victim role, when we're in a state of conflict and self-betrayal, is pretty sticky. It feels like a trench, that's what we've got at the bottom of the triangle. It feels like you're stuck down in a hole. The enabler role or rescuer or whatever, there's lots of terms people use there, is an interesting one. It's kind of more the white knight syndrome. There's a time and a place where we need to help people for sure. Everything we do with the Greater You is about helping people learn to help themselves. But the enabler is more prone to sympathy rather than empathy. If you've watched that great video from Brene Brown, an enabler doesn't have like a genuine connection, but they're kind of white knight syndroming it. They're trying to rescue people kind of for their own ego, maybe for the sake of manipulation. So this is enabling that comes when we're in that state of conflict or self-betrayal. Certainly when we're helping people that need a hand, that's not the type of enabling we're discussing here. We're talking about the more toxic style that comes from really a place of ego. You're not really, I don't know, when people are enabling, they're trying to keep the peace, I suppose, but they're not allowing the person to be accountable. And they're kind of taking the problems on themselves, and then resentment gets built. And that resentment then can lead the enabler to feel a shift into, getting angry and upset with the person they were rescuing, or a shift into victim where like, oh, this person never appreciates me. So conflict still is the result. On our social media post today, we suggested 4 solutions that are worth noting and discussing here. Boundaries are very important in helping remove or protect ourselves from the conflict triangle. We need to have good boundaries and exercise good boundaries. Say no when we need to say no, say yes when we need to say yes. Don't take on other people's garbage. If you're helping someone in need, be supportive, but don't do it for them. Help them learn to do it for themselves, right? If we do it for them, we're falling into the enabling role and we can slide into problems. So boundaries are essential. But boundaries need to be used against the backdrop. Boundaries, if we just set boundaries, like, no, I'm not going to help, but we haven't really done the other pieces like social and developing our social intelligence, developing our accountability, and developing our emotional intelligence. Those are the 4 total concepts we were discussing today. Good boundaries, social intelligence, emotional intelligence. and accountability. If we're lacking accountability when we set boundaries, our boundaries are going to be like a brick wall falling on us and others. Sometimes people are just downright bullies pretending to set boundaries and making other people feel like garbage. That's not how boundaries are intended to work at all. They're supposed to protect us and others, but they're also supposed to honor and respect the individual and the other people involved. So people that are going around setting boundaries for the sake of trying to grandstand and prove their point are actually just on the conflict triangle and then using modern day vernacular as a weapon. So be leery of boundaries that are set from a place of bullying or victim. Boundaries need to be set from a place of love, compassion, care, understanding, and clarity, right? They can be very firm, but let's be kind, right? Accountability is essential for removing conflict or getting off the conflict triangle, because when a person owns that they're the enabler or the victim or the bully, it's really hard to stay in that if you have any sort of functional conscience, which we all need, right? So accountability is huge, and it can help us jump off the triangle and say, whoa, what was I doing? I'm done with that. Now, social intelligence and emotional intelligence, that requires some coaching. You know, sign up with our coaches. We'll help you out there. Hit me up, send a direct message or whatever, and we'll get you guys on our calendars. But really, social intelligence and emotional intelligence are huge in protecting us from the conflict triangle, because a person who's socially intelligent is going to be socially wise. They're going to be observing and being wise with their social skills and not falling into bully, victim, and enabler, because they have self-respect and respect for others, and they're able to kind of read the room, read the situation, and, you know, show genuine validation when need be, and genuine care and compassion without entering into conflict. The emotionally intelligent person doesn't enter conflict or removes themselves from conflict, recognizing that they don't need to be projecting their own emotional difficulties onto other people. And wherever on this conflict triangle, there's a fair amount of projection that goes on, a lot of projection of our own stuff onto other people, and so much blame. So an emotionally intelligent person doesn't go around blaming their problems on everyone else. An emotionally intelligent person looks in the mirror and says, I'm the one that's got to change. What is it about me, my mindset, my attitude, my behaviors that need to shift? And when I work on shifting myself, I remove myself from the conflict triangle and put myself more in the alignment triangle, which we talked about before. So those are a few tips for you. We thought it was important to get this out there. Watch for this thing. Please don't use this information as a weapon to go blaming others. The moment you do that, you're on the conflict triangle and you're using our tools the wrong way. The tools of the greater you are designed to heal relationships and heal people's minds and lives and help them to make, you know, the best out of their life and to become their best selves. So, you know, if you go blaming people that they're on the conflict triangle, you're now being a bully. So don't do that. Use this stuff the right way. Use it as an opportunity to grow within yourself. Self-growth is huge, to overcome your own conflicts in your life and your own self-betrayal. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you for your time. Go ahead and like our channel, like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to our channel. We'd like to have you guys following us. We got more to share over these many months to come.